The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon from TFNN. Welcome to the November 28th magnificent Monday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. And of course, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what the bulls and the bears, what the buyers and the sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, and more importantly, I'm here to serve you. So feel free, pick up that phone. Now is not too soon. 877-927-6648. Of course, internationally, 727-445-1044. Let's go ahead and get this show started on magical and magnificent Monday. It is great to be back with you. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes, and welcome to the show. Right now, the Dow is trading down 46 points at 19,106. S&P is up 5 at 2207. NASDAQ Composite down 14 at 5385. Russell 2000 down 12 points at 1333. The DAX closed up 116. The FTSE down 41. Gold's up $12. Silver's up 12 pennies. Light sweet crude is up $1.15. Google is leading the charge dollar-wise. The upside up $13. Priceline is up about $9.50. Netty's up about nearly $5. Public Storage up $4. Cognizant Technologies up $4. Randgold Resources up $3. To the downside, Amazon leading the charge off about $11. Martin Marietta down $8. Acuity Brands down $7. Vulcan Materials down $6. Regeneron Pharmaceuticals off about $6.50 as we speak right now. So what are these? First of all, did you have a nice Thanksgiving, nice holiday, nice weekend, lots of football? Many of you, like myself, may be on football overdose out here. Yet there are some games tonight, so it may not be until tomorrow that we can actually get a little bit of rest and recuperation from football. Of course, you could say, well, just don't turn on that boob tube out there. That is like putting, a nice piece of key lime pie in front of you and saying, yeah, don't eat it. Probably not going to work out there. But with regard to these markets, what are they doing? So I believe they are forming a short-term top out here. The only non-participant, which may be participating right now, is the NQ. Now, you might say, what the Sam heck do you mean? If we just take a look at the daily chart out here, that's what we're going to go ahead and pop up on our screen right now. You're going to see really the NQ hasn't done a whole heck of a lot for quite a while. In fact, that quite a while, it'd be good to have my crosshair out here. Really, we've been trading sideways probably since about the middle of July. Now, I say sideways, really more consolidation pattern, right? Since about the middle of July, in about the 4,600 range at the bottom, in about the 48, maybe 4,900 at the top out here. So just really sideways. Price is trading above its oscillator and change line, 48.2532. That would be a nice level to test. Of course, price won't exactly hit that level. It could, but we'll likely see the line continue to rise and price continue to fall. Nothing bearish about today's candle session, about yesterday's, or I should say Friday's session, or Wednesday's session out here. But in the intraday charts, here's what I'm looking at. The question is the NQ going to participate? Now, earlier in the day, last night, actually, Friday, as price was moving higher, as we were going into the 1 o'clock close, lo and behold, we had price moving higher, doing less relative energy, gets up, singing in the key of G out there. That was a beautiful pattern. No bearish reversal signal, but we did get it at last night's open, right? Last night, 6 o'clock, equity futures open, you get a gap to the downside. That is a bearish reversal signal. That says, hey, I'm going to go to a lower price out here. Well, it did that, but it formed this little hammer candle at 4 o'clock this morning. Hammer candles, they are important candles to pay attention to. This one here, we always talk about, or I always speak about how the body of the candle, the essence of price, and there's no doubt about it that that is a true statement. However, when you get long-wicked candles, long-wicked hammer candles, such as the one at 4 a.m., you've got to pay attention to it because it is telling you that the buyers are really in control, even though price was moving down. I mean, they had the energy to do all the curls they needed to get to a hammer candle. That is a long-legged wick to the downside. You can see that price never looked back for the most part since moving to those highs out here. Now, you did take out that seventh wave move. You took out price moving higher, doing less relative energy, but it's only the NQ that has done that. The ES is not participating in that move. So what do? I say, well, what's going on in the short-term basis? Okay, what's going on in a 10-minute chart out here? So we'll pull that out. And as price was moving higher through the morning, well, lo and behold, I don't know how this works. I just know that it does work. Gets to that Stevie Wonder seventh wave move at about 10:40. Actually, it wasn't confirmed until 10:50 out here. So it says that high is the high to behold or to be taken a look at, the one that is priced at about the 48.79 level. If that high doesn't get taken out, then the NQ is going to go ahead and participate in this move lower. So that is item number one, numero uno, that I'm taking a look at. What does the NQ have to do? I'm glad you asked me that question. What does it have to do to really give us a confirming signal? I would say it needs to close below 48.64. You're at 48.70. It's only 6 points to the downside. If we get that move below there, then we've got some harmony in the markets with regard to the markets going ahead and moving lower. For how long, you might ask that question. That's a great question. I would say that the markets would head lower until the VIX index gets up into about the 1460 level. And as long as the VIX index today closes above 1271, I might have wrote 1270 in the den right now. That number is 1271. Maybe it was 1271 I typed in. I don't remember. But as long as the VIX index closes above that, the S&P 500 is going to close in the red out there. And it's going to signal to me that the VIX index wants to make a move up towards that 1460 level. Well, and you're trading at 1286 right now. So it's a decent enough move. Boy, it sounded like a little high pitch that snuck in there. A decent enough signal to me. The ES has already given us a signal that it wants to move lower. We haven't covered that, but it's provided me with the signal, probably you with the signal as well. NQ is one that has been throwing us off our game here, kind of like a blitz, and we don't have any really great pattern set up. No, we do. We're going to go ahead and dump the ball off into the ES out there. I think the blitz was on. It looks like the NQ has been able to get past that, so it's giving us a nice little signal here on this very short-term 10-minute time frame that it, too, is now ready to move lower. And the VIX is giving us that signal as well. But, look, that price point, 1271, and we're trading at 1286. It wouldn't take much to get underneath that. What does it mean if we get below 1271? Then that says the S&P 500 may very well not finish in the red today out here. So what are we going to be paying attention to? I sort of really covered it, but I think the real thing to pay attention to today is going to be that NQ. And inside of the NQ, again, the number we want to be watching for confirmation of a short-term top of a nice little retracement. It's going to be 48.64 and a quarter. It closed below that, and it says game on to the downside. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's off 46, and a quick, not quick, but a question from a viewer, a listener out here is if we can go take a look at Vale. V-A-L-E is the ticker symbol. They have this holding inside their IRA. They're up about 20% on it, and the question is, what's this basically doing? What do I look for from a support standpoint? What do I look for with regard to, maybe this where this is headed, exit strategies and so forth. So, okay. So, a great question. And the information is that it's in a retirement account. So the assumption here is we're not day trading this. We're really looking for good long-term, intermediate-term entry points into an equity. And this looks like one of them. So let's take a look at it first let's just look at the daily chart out here right now. We can see this is trading up at the high of the day. 892. If we take a look at TAS market profiles as one example for trying to identify hidden levels of support or resistance, we're above all types of resistance. That last level would have been at the $8.10 area. Any pullback that you would see, you would anticipate that $8.10 would become a level of support. There's no weekly profile anywhere in play out here. Clearly, we can see an A to B equals CD. So let's go take a look at it. So if you're up 20% on this stage here, I don't know where price-wise where that works, though, on an $8.10 stock. Probably around, what's that, 80 bucks 60. So you're around, about 650 or so. Give or take out here. So I don't see anything in that 650 range that suggests, I don't see anything that suggests that the equity will get down to 650 for you. But if we take a look at A to B equals CD patterns out here, looks like the A point is approximately January 26th. The B point out here looks like April 21st. And the retracement down into the level here of May 23rd is your C point. You're at the 1.272. So looks like this is going to head up to 1050. But we've got a caller on the line. We'll come back to Valley is the symbol. But let's go to our caller. Let's go to Alex in Newton, Massachusetts. Alex, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing much better than I had yesterday.
Well, why? What was yesterday?
Too much food. Too much leftovers. I
understand. Okay. Did you have a nice Thanksgiving?
Perfect. I spent it in a swamp hunting.
Oh, wow. Okay, very good. What'd you catch? What'd you kill?
One turkey.
Really?
Huge one, yes.
Okay.
And a few Canadian geese.
Oh, okay. All right. So you want to take the message says you want to look at Tom DeMark counts. So tell me what are you looking at? Which index or?
It doesn't matter. I have a general question about DeMark counts.
Okay.
So basically, we know that TD sequential is you can split it in three, which is setup, flip, and then countdown.
Yes.
Right?
Yes,
so,
correct.
At what you look at most? At the setup, which is 1 to 9. Flip, okay, you don't look at flip usually. And or at a countdown. So what is the most strongest symbol to you?
So for me, what I have found in looking at the many charts and applying there's one more count that you didn't mention, which was the TD combo. So you've really got three different Tom DeMark counts that we can take a look at. And I look at all three of those. Now, in looking at so many different charts, not many different time frames out here, and trying to apply what Mr. DeMark teaches as ways to enter a trade, depending on whether you want to be super aggressive, wait for confirmations. I have found, Alex, that utilizing the oscillator unchanged line or using bearish reversal signals or combining it with the other patterns that we take a look at, such as price moving higher, doing less relative energy, a seventh wave move, an A to B equals CD with the bearish reversal signal, that in integrating those other patterns along with the Tom DeMark system works best for me. So in the case of the Dow, as an example, let's just take a look at the Dow, because we really were looking at all of the indices that were generating a TD setup, a 9 count. So folks, if you're looking at us, watch us on Tiger TV or just listen on the radio, beginning from the trading session from November 8th, that's when the Dow really confirmed its bottom out here. That began count number 1. Now, as long as each successive candles for 9 in a row, the closing price exceeds the close from 4 bars prior, as long as that is the rule that's in place, once you get to count number 9, that gives us an indication that we may be forming a TD setup sell signal. It's going to generate a sell signal. Whether or not it's actually going to go ahead and give us a sell pattern or not, or a sell, it's going to give us the signal. Doesn't mean that it's a trade because it's an indicator. So I want to make sure that I'm clear with regard to any type of Tom DeMark count, Alex. It's an indicator, only an indicator. It's not a trading strategy by any stretch of the imagination. Now, it gives you different ways to utilize that strategy. One of the things that you can look at, because I believe you take a look at these as well, is that when you get into the 8th and 9th count out here, when they happen to get inside the bars of number 5 and 6, this is getting pretty technical for you, but when they are trading with inside bars 5 and 6 out there, that is when it's an indication to us that the move higher is likely to slow down. It's not going to be an acceleration move to the upside. That is not how it played out in the Dow Jones here. But when I apply that oscillator unchanged line to his patterns out here, you need to see a close below that oscillator unchanged line to give us a signal that his indicator has now, in fact, given us a topping signal. The opposite would be true down at the bottom as well. That's how I have found the best use for them, and I just keep all those counts, whether it's the setup, whether it is sequential, a 13 count, or whether it is TD combo on the charts, and just pay attention to them. So, and hey, the Dow, speaking of the Dow, it was moving higher with less relative energy. That was into Wednesday, the 23rd, I believe. Maybe it was Tuesday. And then that got taken out on the short trading session. Well, Wednesday wasn't a short trading session. It was Friday that was a short trading session. But the Dow was moving higher, doing less relative energy. But that no longer is a pattern that is in play out here. Does that help answer your question?
Yes. And can I ask you, quick question, Mano?
You can. Yeah.
So basically, if we look at this chart and we see a long period of time between countdown 1 to 13 on the bottom.
Yeah.
For example, between 9 and 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
I usually put pluses over there. So how long you can rely on this pattern if it will just...
Remember, it's an indicator. Hold on through the break because I can't answer that. But can you stay with us, Alex?
Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll be back with Alex in Newton, Mass. We'll be right back. Steve Rhodes with TFNN.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TigerTV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's off about 42. We're back on the line with Alex in Newton, Mass. We're taking a look at his questions are about Tom DeMark's system. And the most recent question, if you watch us on Tiger TV, you can see I've got some blue digits, some blue numbers at the bottom out here. The blue numbers on my system are referring to what's referred to as the TD sequential system for Tom DeMark. That cannot occur until you have a TD setup. Those happen to be black digits that go 1 through 9. We talked about the successive closes in a row, or whether it's to the downside or to the upside. In this case here, to the downside, where the close of the candle for the current candle in this case would be less than the bar 4 bars earlier. Now, your question, Alex, was how will we use duration as a time period for this indicator to kind of just abate and ignore altogether? And I have never done it as such, and can't tell you that I ignore any counts when they occur out here. Again, what I do is I use this as any indicator, whether it's a relative strength indicator, a seventh wave move or a Chapman wave is an indicator system, moving averages, an oscillator unchanged line, is another form of an indicator. The question I have found is how do we combine some of these great tools to give us a better sense of what the market is communicating to you now. It's always about us interpreting what the market is doing. So I don't use time. Let me show you here another chart that's probably pertinent just simply to the conversation today, which people would like to know, hey, what is gold and silver doing? Zari, if we switch over to that?
Sure.
Okay, so let's go take a look at silver. Now, folks, I'm going to put up the continuous contract for silver on my screen. I believe I am. Yeah, I'm going to put up the continuous contract right now. So you wouldn't be trading this, but we're using this because I have all of the historical data to take a look at the Tom DeMark counts on this, and just so you can get a feel for what we're looking at. And as Tom would say, they're just depend on your style of trading. When these indicators hit, these signals hit, that determines what type of action you will take out there. Well, in the case of, I didn't mean to do that, but in the case of the TD combo count, that is red numbers that are in my system, the actual high that formed on July 5th out here was a TD combo 13 count. That turns out to be the high that's in place out here. An aggressive trader could wait till the very next candle session. Actually wait till that session once it closes and go ahead and pull the trigger. I like to use that oscillator and change line, the red line, because I'd like to see price get below that to tell me at least that the oscillator has turned below. There was a TD sequential count inside of the continuous contract for silver. That occurred on August 10th. In the very next trading session, that trading session, there was a close below that oscillator and change line. Those turned out to be really good signals that a top was forming inside of silver out here. There was also a second TD setup account, indicator signal on July 7th. So we had, in essence, over a period of about a month worth of candle sessions, Tom DeMark system, setup, countdown, sequential, if you will, and TD combo, all forming signals. Now, interestingly enough, as price moved lower, what actually formed the first short-term bottom was a TD setup, a 9 count that occurred out here on October 9th. That turned out to be a nice short-term bottom out here. So it's a great indicator. You've got to decide reward to risk, how it is that you want to trade it. Now, interestingly enough, with regard to silver, and to pull all of this back together, again, it's a continuous contract we're looking at, so the price here is going to be different than the March 2017 contract that's in place right now. Nonetheless, if we take a look at what formed out here a couple of days ago, while most people were out eating turkey or getting their own turkey, and in Alex's case, it was not store-bought. It was it was the real deal out here. Look, on November 23rd, what you received was a TD setup 9 count to the downside. That was trading inside of candle sessions 5 and 6 out here. It's a decent indication to us that the move lower does not have a lot of energy because it's really trading sideways out here. And in this case, I would say that on the continuous contract, if there were a close above 1668, that would be the signal that the bottom is in on silver. So I wanted to, Alex, bring all of that so to be also pertinent to other items that I think listeners are trying to, hey, what is gold and silver doing? That's a fairly common question that I get. So what questions now have I posed in your mind with regard to the indicator and, and how it can be used?
Steven, thank you. That was actually awesome. You just a little bit calms me down, and I'm not sure I will be using all these counts. I'm using sequential. I'm using setup, flip. I haven't started using combo yet.
Yeah, that's cool, and it's an indicator. Mr. DeMark will come right out and say, "Look, folks, this is not a strategy. It's not you get to a TD9 setup and you automatically take the trade out there. Oftentimes, it does identify at least an intermediate term top or bottom, but I really think." Alex, I would combine this with whatever additional indicators or tools that you use and see if you can find the proper time to give you the right probability to take a long or a short-term trade out there. All right, my friend?
Of course. I appreciate that, Steven. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for calling. That was Alex in Newton, Mass., and hopefully that was helpful to you as well, folks. Now let's go back to Valley. Vale. I don't even know that I'm pronouncing it correctly, and if I'm not, my apologies to Mr. and Mrs. Valley out here, or Vale. It's not Vale. Vale, that would be, we know that's VAIL out here. In any event, as we take a look at this daily chart, we were looking at that before. We had put the A to B equals CD pattern on there. We're above all profiles. Let's just go turn those off on this system just to get rid of some of the clutter out here. This thing was in such a huge downtrend. Take a look at the high that formed out here back in January 2013. Just as some simple tools, right? If we just take a look at a trend line from the highs out here, we're going to see that this thing has certainly broken the trend line, any trend line that we would put out here to the downside. So that's a positive. If we tried to identify a channel line out here, let's go do that now. A channel line, we're going to go ahead and use the body of the candle. We talked about that hammer candle on the NQ30 and how important that was. When we take a look at channel lines, we're using the body of the candle. And so here is the bottom of that channel. That's what I would draw. Oh, why did it not take? Let's go draw that again. Apparently it wanted me to show you again how to do that. Apparently I was in a non-designated channel area. There we go. So there's the bottom of the channel. Now here is the, what you like to identify is at least three opens or closes, bodies of candles out there in order to find a pretty good channel line. This is probably it. I'd probably spend a little more time on it, but this is probably it. Now, somebody might say, hey, it's a breakout to the upside. No, it can't be, because the channel's already rising. What you do here is you add the secondary channel, right? That's now the yellow line. That's equal in distance between the bottom and the top. We're going to take a look at Vale, V-A-L-E, when we get back on the weekly and monthly charts. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile based scanner in the industry, powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're taking a look at ticker symbol VALE. I want to clean this one chart up here for a moment. Oh, and I'm not going to be able to clean it up that easily. So it was a nice idea, but that idea is gone. It's toast. Look, we're going to take a look at the monthly chart out here. And if we take a look at this equity, this for a listener that has got this in his 401k account out here, we haven't found anything on a daily chart that suggests we've identified some levels of potential support, but there's not any sell signals on here. If we just look at normal retracement levels from the high, not the all-time high, but the high from back in 2011, January 2011, down to the low out here in February 2016. This would suggest to us that this ticker symbol, VALE, ought to make its way to 1549. 1549 is the number. If we take a look at horizontal trading range boundary lines, right, if we just throw a number of tools on this to look at where price will head to, we can see that since this was trading back in 2002, that 1297 happens to be, well, first at 2.25 level. There were 33 opens or closes down at that level. Pretty significant level of support in VALE. Now, the next level, highest level on a monthly basis, takes you up to $13. $12.97 to be exact, but we're not really exact. We don't use this as exact. 20 points of contact up there. So that's a beautiful thing. On the weekly chart says, hey, you might run into a little bit of resistance at about the 946 level. Out here, the green lines on this chart for this ticker symbol are the month or the weekly horizontal trading range boundary lines. That enough is not a reason to go ahead and exit a trade that you're in here that's looking pretty positive. On the daily chart, 997 is also the number. It was 946 on the weekly, 997 on the daily. Remember, we're using the body of the candle. That's why these numbers are going to be different on a weekly, on a daily, on a monthly, because the closes are going to be different on those multiple time frames. So the answer to your question really is just use a normal logical stop. Looks to me like you're in a good trade. This is in a long-term trading type vehicle or account out there. I'd say I'd stay put. That's my read today. If the market gives us a different piece of information tomorrow, then we would go ahead and take a look at it there. So hopefully that assists you with regard to your long-term, and nice trade, by the way, in ticker symbol VALE. Quick check here, not on the markets, but on the cell phone to see what emails may have come through, if any, out here. You too can send an email, Steve at TFNN.com. Happy to go ahead and get to your question. Doesn't look like anything has come in. No callers on the line, so the lines are open, 877-927-6648. What do we want to look at next? Because we've really put together kind of the markets, what we're going to pay attention to, what we're looking for inside the NQ. Really, we've given gold and silver not the thumbs up yet. Right, we've identified from an indicator tool that Alex has called about, Tom DeMark system, that there are some bottoming signals out here. What is it that we really need to see in order to confirm that bottom signal? Do we want to go ahead and give that away out here? It's not really giving anything away. You guys already, you probably know what it's going to be, right? I just got to get to it. It's going to be take a look at what is the Japanese yen doing. So let's actually go flip over to a short-term chart out here. This is the chart that shows on the bottom panel the Japanese yen, and the center panel Goldilocks, and the top panel is the 30-year Treasury. You can just see the synergy in directional price moves between all three of these. Who's the tail? Who's the dog? Does it really matter who it is? It sort of does. We're going to say the currency market is bigger than the bond market, which is bigger than the gold market out here. So we're going to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo. We've got eeny happens to be the yen futures out here. Now, what's interesting about the yen futures, I'm going to go ahead and take off the retracement. That's at the bottom panel out here. And we're starting to see the possibility of higher highs and higher lows. Price right now inside the yen futures are trading above their 30-minute market profile resistance level, which is 0.89069 out here. So it's trading above that. If, in fact, overnight, in this afternoon, at any point in time, it can take out the high from 11:30, between 11:30 and midnight last night. That high, by the way, is, tell you what it is 0.8987. Then that says we have a winner, big stuffed animal out there that's going to be stuffed with 30-year Treasury notes, as well as the three little bears, because they're going to go away because the porridge was just right. That means Goldilocks will head higher, as will Hi-Ho Silver out there. So in essence, it's going to be all about the Japanese yen, the futures contracts, what we're taking a look at. That way I don't have to worry about my 10-minute delay on the currency pair out here. And this is giving us some decent signals. We'll know if, again, last night's high, which means that the yen is strengthening. If you look at the currency pair, you're going to see it moving back. So it just flipped. That's all. And if you see either of those take out their most recent swing point, the one from 11:30 to 12 last night on a 30-minute chart, that will be positive for the bounce/bottom in bonds. That will be a signal for gold. And additionally, there's one other element that we need to see out here as confirmation. That confirmation is going to be a close above Stevie's red line. That is that oscillator unchanged line out there. So not just getting above last night's high will that do it for me. It'll be closing above that oscillator unchanged line. Right now that is priced at 0.0090 on my chart out here. If you close above that, that says that you will now see the rally for metals, miners, the whole kit and caboodle start moving to the north side. If we don't, it's just been a oversold bounce that is in place in the currency, in the Treasury, and in Goldilocks out there. So that's what I would be taking a look at. So that covers that area, probably for those that were curious about GDX and so on. If we do take a look at volume today, again, it's holiday out there. Not everybody is really back at work. This is the monthly chart. Let's take a look at the daily time frame and look at the GDX out here. Volume today, what volume? Can't be hardly any volume out there. Is there 32 million shares today? Of course, this made a low with 134 million shares. Well, a few days ago, November 23rd, I should say. That was 134 million, testing 135 million. Still trading inside that swing point. Doesn't clear that swing point until it gets above 21.76. However, I will say the real priority out there, the real priority is going to be what is the Japanese yen doing, the currency pair or the futures contract, and that will be the real signal that price will head to high ground out here. Question inside the den: do you optimize it for each symbol? TYT, Stephen, OUNL. Oscillator unchanged line. Do you optimize it? Optimize? No, it's just an automatic calculation. Thank you. Is TYT? Thank you. I think it probably is. Yeah, it's just simply a calculation, Alex, and it works on all time frames out there. the larger time frames. Look, here's an example. If we take a look at what the monthly setup is, that example is going to have to wait until we get back. But when we get back from this break, the question is that I will throw out to you is, where is price trading on the long-term monthly charts? Month is not over, but where is it trading? Case of the Russell 2000, New York Stock Exchange, Wilshire 5000, because it's a big, important message, folks. It's going to be a fun Santa Claus rally. We'll be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, Swim Lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the 3 hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Daryl Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Join David White as he keeps you up to date on the latest tech stocks while he uses his Power Law Vector Indicator to identify the best trades. The Power Trading Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. So we were taking a look at, or I posed a question to you with regard to monthly charts, the oscillator and change line. We've got another question that came in as well with regard to the S&P 500. Let's go try and answer that. The question is, now that the S&P 500 made 2212 high November 25th, do you have a roadmap as to when it is likely the S&P makes a short-term high prior to correcting into the January tradable low? So here is, I think it may have made a short-term high already. And here's what we know about the ES Mini. first. I'm going to start with the ES Mini. And that is at last night, yesterday afternoon at 3:08 p.m., we had the moon at apogee. Means that it was furthest away from Earth during this lunar phase process. That says to me, I wasn't sure whether it was 2208 or 2211. That would be the pivot point. Clearly, at this stage of the game, I've got to go with 2208. This is a 30-minute chart. We can see that price opened lower. Every time price has tried to move up into 2208, I've noticed that Jay in the den is selling 2208 every time he can. Kudos to you. That 2208 figure is a significant level of resistance. If the ES Mini is unable to close above that, then that's a signal to me that the short-term top has formed inside of the ES Mini. Where is then price going to head to on a decline? I'll come back to the daily chart. This is the S&P 500 now, just to try it all together, and it will be where the two twains shall meet. I'm not talking about Mark Twain, who said it's never wrong to do the right thing. Doing the right thing here inside the S&P 500 would be pulling back to the oscillator on change line. Right now, today, that's priced at 2188.81. That will continue to rise. Price will pull back. The two will hit. It may be a test and go. That's what I'm looking for out here. That would be the next bottom and take us into not just January. I don't have that chart on my screen right now, but how about into March? Oh, maybe I can do it this way. I've got 2 minutes. Let me see if I can do this. Let me open this. I think I showed this during last week, Monday's segment that I did with Tom. Let me see if we can. There we go. Here it is. Let's go pump this up on the screen from this slide here. Now, this is the slide that shows the typical patterns of a first-year president. Forms a bottom in November. So this is the Dow, by the way, that we're taking a look at. No question that formed. The question was, hey, the patentable move higher into January, which basically is the Santa Claus rally into the end of December, early January, then a pullback into the end of January timeframe. That's not that is not unlikely to occur out here. And if we take a look at what the pattern is inside the Dow, this is where my little arrow is. You can see that there's a bottom that forms around mid-January, the 16th, moves slightly higher, pulls back into that end of January time period out here. And then from there forward, should move higher into May. So the market looks very, very strong out here. I mean, when I say Santa Claus rally, I'm not referring to ending in December. I'm talking about this thing going into May Day out here and maybe beyond May Day. That doesn't mean we're going to have some bumps along the road out here, but everything looks really positive with regard to that pattern that I believe is the one that is in play out here. But next up, is we might get, again, I gave you the figure for the VIX, pay attention to, and then that says that these two will meet. Price and Stevie's red line out there, that will become the next bottom, and we'll see if, in fact, that's how things play out. So hopefully that answers your question, and if not, we'll answer it mañana. So stay tuned, because our favorite polar bear, David White, he's up next. The Tom O'Brien Show from 3 to 5. Have a magnificent Monday. Hope you had just a terrific Thanksgiving. Great to be back with you. We'll be back tomorrow on Terrific Tuesday. Take care, folks.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.